Hello, if you're viewing this, I thank you for seeing my video. Let me introduce myself. I'm Dominic, by the way. I served in the military from 83 to 94, Persian Gulf War veteran from the Desert Shield, Desert Storm campaigns. And I'm here with you today to talk about my endeavors in my anti-bullying campaign that I have going on right now. This was a long-going project that I had been working on for the last almost 2 years now, probably about more than a year and a half. But and then I also ran across some things in my own life that I didn't wasn't able to overcome, and unfortunately the bullying practices of my former employer did finally get me terminated, which was I really fought as best I could to keep this from happening. It doesn't seem very helpful when nobody seems to be in your corner at times. And so it made my idea of writing a book on bullying, concerning the bullying phenomenon, that much more meaningful, particularly seeing that I got fired after a devastating injury to my shoulder, and then I was deemed unfavorable to whatever reasons are. And I tell you folks, when you want to look at somebody in a negative light and you want to dig up dirt or whatever you want to, put them under the microscope for, these are bullying tactics. And this is what I was put under, certain microscope scrutinization practices. I don't find it ethical or moral. I'm sure anybody would feel the same way. So being that I was a new graduate, a new nurse, I had all this training and background and experience that I've gone through and studies. I decided to write a book about it, the bullying phenomenon. In a class, my last class in college of the nursing course, I did a presentation in a group of 3 of us that did our presentation on adolescent bullying, and I thought that it was quite a topic and subject I really connected with, because growing up I was bullied and picked on in certain ways, and I didn't really warrant this kind of behavior to me. I just wanted to be learned just like anybody else. Unfortunately, sometimes the bullies can get the best of you, and it affects your whole entire life. Everybody has a bullying story. Bullying is everywhere, and it affects all of us for some reason or another. So I talk about this in the book. What I did was last year I started to think about writing this book while I was going through all this micromanagement, under the microscope stuff with my former employer at the VA hospital. And then I was this scrutinizing practice then led to even hostility amongst those that I was working with. And everyone started to look at me unfavorably in some fashion, and it was just a hostile environment, toxic work environment, however those terms we use to describe it. This is what some of you, I'm sure, understand and relate to. You've probably been through yourself. So I went through some of that last year, and so after this whole thing happened, and they kicked me out for whatever reason. I work at the Veterans Hospital. I'm a veteran. This is what the Veterans Hospital is there for, for veterans. I get my health care there. I'm helping other veterans. And I wasn't even given an opportunity to go anywhere else within the hospital or do any other such work or be downgraded or anything. The union did nothing to help me. As a matter of fact, they didn't even give me a lawyer to represent me properly. And so I pretty much didn't go. I went in there unprepared practically and didn't know how to respond to the board and the allegations of nitpicking stuff, minor things, you know, because if you want to find something on somebody, you're going to find it, right? And all of us, yeah, we all have shortcomings. We'll have weaknesses and things in our, you know, performances and stuff, you know, but it's not about that, you know. When I was a leader growing up, or in the military, being a sergeant, you know, we were responsible for our lower enlisted. We trained them. Their success was our success. So if they failed, then I failed. They didn't fail me. I failed them as a leader. And so, but this is not the kind of practices you see in a lot of different civilian worldly practices. I don't know if anyone's ever gone through a leadership training course. Well, I know I have a few of them, as a matter of fact, with the military and other places that I've been in supervisory leadership positions. So anyways, so yeah, the success of other people is very important, you know, you're only as strong as your weakest link, and that's what I strongly believe. And so, but I was pretty much taken for granted and shown the door, thrown under the bus, so to speak, and all that. And it was tough to deal with. So I decided, well, I'm going to go ahead and change somewhat of my career path. This shoulder injury was really devastating to me. It's still bothersome today. It was still painful at the time, so I didn't know where else I could work or what I was going to do. So I decided, well, I'm going to start writing my book and maybe get on out there and speak, create a public speaking platform for an anti-bullying campaign, which is what I'm doing today, is trying to get that off the ground. Well, I had signed up for a program last year with a publisher program, you know, to publish a book, and the whole thing was to get rich or whatever. You know, I know that sounds kind of, you know, kind of quite hypey and things. You know, and I wasn't trying to get rich for writing a book. I just wanted to write my book and get it published and speak about it. And so maybe that, you know, being a nurse and having a caring heart and empathy for other people, because I've gone through some of the same struggles too about bullying, I just wanted to be able to help someone else overcome the bullying issues in their own life. And maybe if I could help as many people as I possibly can, you know, that would make a difference. And so my contribution to society, giving a meaning to my own life, you know, purpose. And so that's why I decided that I was going to do was go out and venture out and into an anti-bullying campaign, write the book, get it published. Well, this publisher, I threw about 15 grand. I took some of my retirement funds out of it to fund it. I still owe them some more money to get this book published, and it just didn't turn out. And you know, Godspeed to the Black Card Books family and Jerry Roberts and the whole team. You know, it just wasn't the right. That maybe the timing was off, or maybe it just didn't. It just seemed to be a lot to try to get your book published. Okay, so maybe it wasn't the route for me. Maybe I jumped the gun a little bit and tried to grab the first publishing opportunity I could, and so it just didn't seem to materialize. So I pretty much lost the 15 grand. I'm sure they're not going to refund my money. So anyway, so I lived off of some tax money returns last year, or this year, the beginning of this year, and then the rest of my retirement funds to get myself into a different position and to be able to go to even the state board to talk about my nursing license, because they wanted to know why I got fired. And so then I had to respond to their board, so I had to hire a lawyer and things. But by then I was just so tired and kind of going through, I almost written the whole book by then, and I just wanted to get away. You ever, like the commercial, you want to get away for a while? Yeah, though that was me. I wanted to get away for a while, and I just didn't know where to turn. I was very, you know, in the depths of despair and discouraged, and you know, some depression there, and all the things that may go along with that kind of thing when you know, you feel like you've been tremendously wronged by people in your life, particularly coworkers or, you know, your boss who you thought, you know, would back you up. So instead, you know, I decided to take my retirement funds out, which was, well, I don't know, about $28,000, I think, altogether. And I bought an RV and everything, a mobile home, and decided to hit the road and finish my book, reestablish myself somewhere else, and probably get out of the cold because I was up living in Minnesota. So I decided to move out of Minnesota, and I eventually came down here to South Dakota. And I went to South Dakota to hang out and be with my grandkids and my son, who just recently moved there. So then from there in October I moved down to Florida, where it's warmer. A little sunshine is helpful. You know, I don't necessarily think that I have seasonal affective disorder or anything, but you know, I just needed something more brighter in my life. So a little change of scenery, a little different environment. You know, some palms, or you know, plants, whatever. So I just decided, yeah, I'm going to have a little bit, change my environment a little bit, have a little bit of a different outlook on life, you know, a little more positivity in my life, so that I could finish the book and start getting out on the road and my anti-bullying awareness campaign, and get some public speaking gigs, so I can at least share my story and my message with others. So that's where it's going to, I'm trying to materialize, and I have to get a website and everything up. But by then, you know, living off those the funds they diminish pretty quick, and so I've had some help from my son and some family members and friends along the way. But things are getting really tight right now, so that's why I'm here on the GoFundMe page, to see if I can get any help. Particularly if you would help me, and you, I empathize and can relate to bullying, you know, in general. Everybody seems to have a bullying story these days. I talk with many people about what I'm writing about, and they all seem to have their own bullying story. It's incredible. I'm going to start writing these things down, because some of the bullying stories that I get are just unbelievable. It's heart crushing. It really does. It's I can't tell you how bullying really affects all of us in so many ways. So writing this book about it really changed my outlook and understanding about this whole bullying phenomenon. So that's why I want to reach as many people and to help them overcome their bullying situations in their life as well. So that's why I'm here to open up an invitation to anyone that would like to help me get my bullying campaign off the ground, because I pretty much ran out of funds. I got myself established here in Florida now. I'm going to start here and then maybe move to other places in the United States to be able to do some more speaking on my message. But I need some help to get it off the ground. It's going to cost around $4,000 or $5,000 to get the book all published and ready for distribution. So I'm working with a Christian publishing company called Zulon Publishing. They're a subsidiary of the Salem Publishing and Media Group. So yeah, I'm really happy to have them wanting to publish my book, and so I can get my new career off the ground. So I'm going to need your help if that's going to happen, particularly. So I'm, you know, I've gotten some job opportunities lined up, but they don't pay a whole lot, and you know, I can't work as a nurse anymore right now until I get these issues resolved, or however, my license is not now current. So anyways, but that's all right. Like I said, I want to endeavor and do another career path, and so that's why I'm asking for your help. And if you identify, sympathize, or empathize particularly with bullying and your own life or someone's life, and you can understand or relate that, hey, and if I can help any way to bring my message, I really would appreciate it if you could help me and give whatever you can. I'm asking for a goal of $10,000. I think that would be attainable, where I can get a website up, get some a blog going, and start, you know, publishing things, or just getting some articles going and talking about this bullying awareness. I think it's really important for us to be aware of our bullying behaviors and attitudes and mindsets towards one another, because it really is harmful. It damages us physically, not only mentally, emotionally, but physically and spiritually, the whole person. It really damages us quite a bit. And so, and really, when you're doing these kinds of things, you're really hurting yourself, tell you the truth, because other people's success is your success. Our society's failures are our own responsibility. We all should take a responsible role and accountability for our actions and our behaviors toward one another. So I just want to bring that awareness to our conscious, in a universal concept, and in my anti-bullying awareness campaign. So I'm asking for your help. My goal is $10,000 to get the thing rolling. That'll help me also to book some speaking engagements, arrangements, and gigs, so that I can get my message out about my anti-bullying campaign. So share this message with the video here with your friends and family, whoever that even would have an interest in contributing to something like this, because like I said, everyone has a bullying story of their own, and just as I have throughout my entire life, it doesn't just affect children, it affects everyone, even us adults. And if we're going to help our children overcome the bullying practices that go on in their environments, we have to deal with our own bullying behaviors and attitudes and mindsets that we portray, or we're not aware of that we're actually sometimes doing it. So that's why I wrote this book called The Bully and Fear Factor. I'll repeat that. It's called The Bully and Fear Factor, and to help as many people overcome and live a happier, more productive, and healthier life. So I think that's important. Being a nurse, that's why I went into the nursing field, and I learned quite a bit in helping others, and to be healthier. And I think that it all helps. Anything you can contribute, please share the video, comment in whatever way you can to help me get the bullying and this anti-bullying awareness campaign of mine off the ground. I would really appreciate it. And no service for me, but others that really could use this information. That I did a lot of research and put a lot into the book, and have a real good campaign lined up, and get my website up so we can move this forward. Anyway, so yeah, if you do sympathize and would like to contribute, please go to my GoFundMe page, and I really appreciate it. That'll help me tremendously get this going in the right direction, and we can help as many people as we possibly can. So God bless you. I have my slogan with my campaign is have a fearless day, all of you, and be mindful, that being kind to one another is the most important thing you could possibly do to cheer and help somebody have a healthier and better life. So with that, I'll leave you with whatever you can donate. That would be wonderful. I really appreciate it, and others will really appreciate it too as well. So okay, thanks. This is Dominic from Cape Coral, Fort Myers area, South Florida, signing off. God bless you. Have a fearless day.